Happy Makeup Tip Tuesday, Miss Mackers. So we're going to continue on this month how to utilize your One and Done bundle. But this week, I'm actually going to add a fourth color to our Face in a Case, and we're going to add Petal. So of course, step one is our Debuff and Prime Gel. You're going to flick it down till the product comes out, and we're going to roll top and bottom. So I've already prepped my skin. We're gonna go in and do our eyes first. So we're just gonna tap, tap, tap until this gets nice and tacky. All right, next step is we're going to take Radiant and our all over blending brush, and we're gonna do a bit of a smoky eye, but I'm gonna leave the outside edge of my eye bare between my pupil and my last lash. And we're gonna add stone to the outside. So starting in the center, blending out, stopping at my iris, or where the color of my eye ends, and then blending this up into my crease. So we're gonna do the same for the other eye. So next up, we're gonna take that same brush and we're gonna go into stone, and we're going to press this into the lid space where it is bare. Tap, tap, tap. I'm blending it up into a little bit into the crease. So making sure that we're not going past that last eyelash, and this is why we do our eyes first, so we can go in and we can do any of the cleanup afterwards without wasting time or wasting product. So you can see how I'm very lightly tapping this and pushing this up and away. If you want another layer, you're gonna go in and you're gonna start right at the edge of that lash, always working from the lashes up, pat, pat, pat. You notice I'm not wiping or swiping. It's a pat, pat, pat motion. Making sure that if you have a hood, that we see that color up and above, having it blend off right below your brow bone. Now your fingers are a great removal. Where you use a brush, it's gonna push the product and blend it out, so it's not gonna remove the product, you're gonna keep going and going and going because it's so pigmented. Where fingers, if you get too high, you can use to erase. Now of course, we're gonna do the same to the other eye. Okay, so now that we have the top complete, we're gonna take whatever is left over. We're not gonna go into more product. We're gonna take whatever is left over onto the brush, press and pull down starting on the outside, just to give a little liner contour to the bottom. But we're just using whatever's left over in the brush. So you could totally stop here and put a liner and your mascara on, but I'm gonna add Petal Highlight. I'm gonna take that same brush, but I'm gonna kind of take out that product that was in there, the darkness, go right into Petal, and I'm going to apply this right into the center of my lid. Pat, pat, pat. Going in with my finger to kind of blend it out. So using the brush to just apply it, pat, 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 and then tap, tap, tap. Pat, 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 tap, tap, tap. Just to give a little bit of a pick-me-up in that center. You can also kind of take whatever's left over and go into that inner corner of the eye. And now that the eyes are complete, we're gonna finish it off with some liner and mascara. So for this look though, I am actually gonna use our Amped Up mascara, and I'm gonna add the liner brush, and I'm going to use this as a gel liner. So applying it to the brush off of the bristles. We're gonna start right in that center, and you're gonna press it into the skin going to the outside last lash, and then slowly connecting it in. Your best bet is to make this smaller because you can always build it up. It's harder to make it smaller, easier to make it bigger. So get in the habit of starting small and then building up. So you could leave it just like this, nice and soft. So if we go to do the other side, I like to hold the brush like a chopstick, going over across my chest and coming down. That way the angle of my brush is much easier and easier on my wrist too. So you'll notice it's not one big drag, it's little steps connecting it in. And then using the tip to go down into the inner corner. Really important to make sure that we're not taking that liner down into that fold of the skin, but we're stopping at that last lash. That will create a lifting effect. Next step, last step to the eye, is we're gonna go in and we're just gonna apply some mascara. Wiggle, 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 starting at the base and going up. All right, now that the eyes are done, the rest is like icing a cake. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna do our foundation. Can we just pause for a sec and like, let's talk about this foundation? Like, what a difference. It blows my mind every time. And I know I'm the founder and created this, but still, it still blows my mind every time I use it. So one side with and one side without. I'm so proud of this product. Year and a half to formulate with only 9 ingredients, but like, come on, it is the best foundation for mature skin, like seriously. For midlife up. Right? Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. Okay, let's brighten this the whole darkness under the eye thing. Okay, Radiant, right? That's the same color we have on our eyes. We're gonna dip into the concealer with the concealer brush into the Gaia, and then marinating and mixing these 2 or 3 together. So it's just peachy. So because I'm a little bit darker today, which is crazy because I had a really good sleep. So hormones, 'tis the season. We're gonna have a little bit more peachy. That's the beautiful thing about this. And then taking your large crease brush and pat, pat, pat. Making sure you're starting on that inner corner and patting in. Oh, such a miracle. So if you're adding another layer, you wanna make sure that you're starting right in that inner corner. Pat, pat, pat. Well, like, come on. How can you not do, I can't not do this on a daily basis. So if you're struggling with this, don't forget you can definitely book in another pampering session and we can help you master this, because once you do, it's such a game changer. So, and of course, the last step is we need to set this so it stays all day. So we're gonna take a little bit of our blur setting powder. You're gonna pick it up with a brush. I like the pointed blush brush because it's nice and small and I can get into there. And we're gonna set the skin. Pat, 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 pat. You can definitely just do the under eyes, but I do have my base on, so we're gonna go in and we're going to set the skin. All right, now that we have our base on, we're gonna do some light contour. So we're gonna go in, of course, with our shade and our contour brush. Pat, 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 wipe, wipe, wipe. Starting at that tragus, brushing forward and back and under. So you can see how fast I actually do my makeup in the morning. It is. Once you get the hang of it, you can get this done in like 15 minutes. Okay, this is where we're gonna jazz it up. So we're gonna take Radiant and we're gonna take our soft blending brush. We're gonna dip into Radiant. We're gonna dip off, but next step is we're gonna add some Petal. We're gonna merge these together. And this creates such a beautiful glow with your Radiant. So back and forth, light, dark, light. Adding that glow to the skin. And then the next steps, of course, is just your brows and then a little bit of lips and you are ready to go. And I just added Gaia Gloss on its own to my lips. And there we have it. That's this week's Makeup Tip Tuesday, doing something a little bit different on the eye, going in with Radiant first, stone on the outside, adding a little bit of Petal to the center, using your Amped Up Mascara as your liner, and then using a little bit different on the cheeks with Radiant and Petal. I hope you enjoyed this week's look. Please comment if you're struggling with anything or if there's a tip that you would like me to dedicate a Makeup Tip Tuesday. I'm always here to help. So make sure you come and see us for your free pampering sessions. You can do more than one. Hop on over to the website, which have some really exciting things happening with the website. It is getting completely rehauled next month. Yay! So stay tuned. We have some really exciting things happening and I will see you next week.